Have you ever dreamed of time traveling back to a bygone era?
I do it every day. I do it right now as we speak.
Me too. And I've always had a love for paper moon photography.
Wait, a moon made of paper? Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes, paper moons are a charming tradition of the past, often found at carnivals and festivals, and they were a little photo booth token from the day. And it's always been a dream of mine to do a paper moon photo shoot with you, and that dream came true.
I guess if you wish upon a star, you sometimes get a whole moon.
In this video, we're excited to do a bit of time traveling in more ways than one. We're going to be sharing all about the vintage inspiration for these paper moons.
And how we recreated them for our dream photo shoot. But in case you're new here at It's a Charming Life, my name is Jonas.
And I'm Lindsay.
And we would love for you to stick around and subscribe and be a part of our cozy moonlit cottage club.
So let's begin by time traveling back to a decade ago when we first started collaborating with our lovely friends of Paper Moon Shop. We'd like to tell you about our dear friends Victoria and her husband Chris, who are the charming creative team behind Paper Moon Shop.
I swear, they must be real time travelers. And you would be amazed at all the magical moons they created together.
Paper Moon Shop is an open-air photo booth company based in Southern California, and they make unforgettable experiences and photo keepsakes at events. They've sold hundreds of moons and provided them for world-renowned celebrities and worked with all sorts of projects and music videos. It's been so lovely seeing Victoria and Chris grow, not only recreating vintage moons, but creating one-of-a-kind moons. They have the largest collection in the world with over 30 moons and 15 unique backdrops. And they've recreated some of my favorite old Hollywood iconic scenes that are such a dream. So I'm originally from Southern California, and I've known my moon sister Victoria for such a long time, and we have just bonded over our mutual obsession with all things vintage and glamorous. They even had a photo booth at my sister's wedding, so we've just been family friends for what feels like forever.
And we are so happy that we have had the delight of working with them on several special moon projects.
The first photo shoot we did with them was many moons ago in an orange grove in California when they were first starting out their company. We did a sort of gothic look and we were just over the moon with how those photos turned out. It was a dream come true. So this is the closest feeling I've had to time traveling, and I hope that you all get to experience this someday. So why don't we share a quick history of paper moons before we share all of the incredible projects we've worked on together.
Hey, I think it's a perfect clear night. Do you want the moon? Should I go out and lasso the moon for you?
I would love you to lasso the
Yeah,
moon.
I'm gonna do that.
Thank you. And that gives me a moment to thank this video sponsor. Thank you to Pear Eyewear for sponsoring this video. I realized it was high time for me to take better care of my eyes with these lovely blue light glasses. So if you've been watching for a while, you know I love pieces that can be worn and reworn in different ways, and Pear Eyewear makes that possible with just a snap. These frames are so classic and comfortable to wear, and I love that you can just change up your look in seconds with the magnetic snaps. There are 18 base frames to pick from. This is the Ella base frame in black that I feel like has such a fun vintage vibe. And if I want to be a little more bold, I can just snap on this white top. If I want to feel a little more retro, there's this tortoise top. And when I step outside and need sunglasses, the sunglass tortoise top. Ordering online was so simple. I used their virtual try-on tool, which is so helpful to see which styles fit your face. There are frames for women, men, and children. Pear offers premium plus lenses for those with strong prescriptions. Everything ships quickly, and there's a 30-day return policy. And what I love most about Pear Eyewear is how affordable and customizable they are. The base frames start at $60 and the top frames start at $25. So it just saves so much money and so much space, and it's just really satisfying that you can change up your look with so many possibilities, and there's new collections being released all the time. So just click the link in the description and use my code It'sACharmingLife15 for 15% off your first Pear Eyewear frame. So thank you again to Pear Eyewear for partnering with us on this video. There you are.
It took a few tries, but I got you the moon.
You actually lassoed the moon for me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How did you do that?
It was a piece of cake. This one is actually made by Victoria and Chris at the Paper Moon Shop.
And it's a cake topper, actually.
Yeah.
So why don't we share some Paper Moon history?
Yeah, let's roll the clip.
Step right up, folks. Long before smartphones and instant snapshots, there was a little touch of starlight called the paper moon. But where did it all begin? Well, I'm glad you asked. In the mid-1800s, around the time of the invention of photography, tourists would document their travels with souvenir portraits. By the turn of the century, photo booths had become popular attractions at state fairs, traveling carnivals, and boardwalks. Among the most enchanting of them all was the paper moon, a cutout crescent moon set before a painted backdrop of stars, where visitors could take a seat upon it and pose with a prop. These whimsical booths featured hand-painted moons and twinkling stars, giving sweethearts, friends, and families alike the chance to sit among the heavens. It was the golden age of imagination, when a plywood moon and a smile could make anyone feel like they touched the sky. The name paper moon likely came from the simple materials, papier-mâché, cardboard, and paint, that made up these dreamy props. Some of these portraits were printed on penny postcards, making them an affordable and fun way to commemorate an event, and an easy keepsake to mail to family and friends. The popularity of the idea was likely inspired in part by the 1902 French silent film A Trip to the Moon, where a rocket famously lands squarely in the man in the moon's eye. Méliès's imaginative special effects and storytelling captivated audiences and helped spark the public's fascination with space and fantasy imagery. Perhaps you've also heard the popular song It's Only a Paper Moon with the lyrics, "Say it's only a paper moon, sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me." The song was first written for the Broadway play The Great Magoo in 1932 under the title If You Believed in Me. In 1933, it was retitled to It's Only a Paper Moon for the film Take a Chance. It's since been recorded by countless artists from Ella Fitzgerald to Nat King Cole. Perhaps it remains such a classic because it captures that wistful feeling of make-believe becoming real through love and belief. Though the paper moon's popularity has mostly faded away, their charm still glows like moonlight on old film. A reminder of days gone by when dreams were captured in black and white, and everyone could have a moment in the moonlight. Even today, souvenir photos and creative portraits remain as popular as ever, though they've taken many different forms. Photography has always been a way to capture a moment in time, preserve a memory, and keep our stories alive for the future. A little time capsule that connects us all. And through it all, the moon continues to enchant us with its mystery and wonder. Let us know why you think mankind has been fascinated by the moon, and why photography is still such a popular art form over 100 years later. Now let's time travel to the year 2015. When we were living in Southern California and collaborated with Paper Moon Shop in what we called the Moonlight Magic Collection. This first collaboration was the Jack-o'-lantern moon, inspired by vintage Halloween postcards. So let's share the behind the scenes of our 4-person collaboration to bring this one-of-a-kind paper moon to life. So we got the moon!
I tried to go lighter on the texture by just adding paint to the texture I already had.
Explain your concept here.
With the face?
Yeah.
It's kind of supposed to be a mix of a ghost, a ghost face mixed with like the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern.
With a vintage vibe.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Ah, how's it going?
Good.
How's the nose? See? Oh, you do. Wow, that really brought it to life. Oh my goodness, and I love his shading here, or highlighting, right?
You do?
Yes, it's glowing already.
And here we have the decoration that we should decorate the barn with when we do the photo shoot, and it's this handmade bats, and they are cut out and painted with acrylic. We also have a cat. Meow. We have a pointy hat on a cat, and this is like ribbons and goodies, and this is some sheaves or something. It will be very interesting. Here we have the sketch of the moon, and as you can see, this is how it turned out. It's all packed and ready to be set up in the Halloween town.
This old barn space was the perfect backdrop for our vintage Halloween moon, and doesn't he look happy there? We just love his spooky, toothy grin. It was such a dream to set up this old country scene with hay bales, pumpkins, and recreate the scenes of old Halloween parties I've always wanted to jump into. We had so much fun doing this photo shoot with Victoria. She is so encouraging to us even when we feel like we don't know how to model. This magical collaboration felt like something that only happens once in a lifetime. Here are the photo results, and we are still in love with them. And fun fact, these remain our most popular photos on Pinterest, and although we were inspired by vintage images to make this original design, we've seen others copy this unique jack-o'-lantern moon. Presenting the second moon in our collection, the Wicked Witch. We followed the same creative process with sketching, cutting, painting, and assembling, but this paper moon has a special charm of its own. This design was inspired by vintage witches like Witch Hazel from the classic Disney cartoon and a touch of the old hag from Snow White. Of course, Jonas added his own unique flair with the painting. You can almost just hear the witch's raspy cackle by looking at her. We used a similar set design to capture the vintage Halloween vibe we love, but this time we took the photo shoot outdoors at night. A fog machine helped create an extra bewitching atmosphere. Of course, I had to dress up as the Wicked Witch myself. I always have so much fun shooting with Victoria. She's a dancer and teacher, so she's amazing at helping with poses and encouraging me to lean into the drama. I remember at the time we both said we weren't real models or photographers, but looking back now, I see how wrong we were. What we created together was full of passion, creativity, and friendship. The four of us collectively brought this whimsical project to life, and we ended up selling both of these moons. Now, 10 years later, we can't help but wonder where they might be. Hopefully still creating charming memories and photo ops at Halloween gatherings. Over the years, we've watched Paper Moon Shop create so many original moons, and it's been such a joy to see them grow and blossom with this unique art form. So let's time travel forward to the present year of 2025, when we were visiting family in California and had the opportunity to do a photo shoot with our friends again 10 years later. This dream shoot was inspired by Hedy Lamarr in the 1941 film Ziegfeld Girl, where she appears as a glamorous showgirl draped in stars. I'm sure my fellow bygone gals will recognize this iconic look and have dreamed of recreating it too. So as I get ready with my makeup and styling my hair in that signature middle part and soft waves, let me tell you a little bit more about Hedy herself. Hedy Lamarr was far more than just a Hollywood star. She was a brilliant inventor and true pioneer. Born in Austria in 1914, Lamarr captivated audience on the silver screen throughout the 1930s and 40s in films like Samson and Delilah and Algiers. But behind the Golden Age glamour was a remarkable mind for science and innovation. During World War II, she co-invented a frequency-hopping communication system, a groundbreaking idea that later became the foundation for modern Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS technology. Though her contributions weren't fully recognized in her lifetime, today Hedy Lamarr is celebrated as both a Hollywood icon and a technological trailblazer, proving that brilliance and beauty can shine together. For a deeper look at her story, check out her biopic Bombshell, the Hedy Lamarr story. Though no beauty could compare to Hedy, I was happy with how my hair and makeup turned out, and we're off. Victoria and Chris welcomed us to their home studio where they have an incredible collection of paper moon photos and antique cabinet cards. I love listening to Victoria's enthusiasm for these keepsakes and how they've inspired her own creations. I could just look through them all day and still find something new.
This one says trip to the moon, and it's kind of
cute.
I found online though that I feel like, I don't know, when you see the background and foreground of how the setup was, it's more unique. Like, I didn't notice that cloud was above there. It was like holding the baby behind that one.
That's so true, I know. Look how cute this one is.
That one's my favorite.
This one is? Oh, that's so cute. I love their hats. Next, it was time to slip into a gown dusted with starlight. Victoria had beautifully embellished this dress to emulate the Ziegfeld Girl gown designed by Adrian Greenberg. And when I put it on with a custom-made necklace and earrings, I truly felt like I stepped out of a dream. The crowning touch was the stellar headpiece by Nicoletta Carlone. We began with photos on the Starstruck moon, which shimmers so beautifully under the retro lights. The hand-painted clouds in the foreground add such depth that I truly felt like I was floating on air.
Change it up each time. Okay, Queen is coming out now. Bring this hand kind of like here.
Jonas jumps in for some photos looking like a dapper moonwalker in a bow tie. Jonas is so romantic and truly flies me to the moon, and I love him to the moon and back. Our love story has always felt written in the stars. Victoria has so many great photo props on hand that Jonas can't help putting on a shooting star hat to become the star to my moon. With Victoria's kids hanging out with us, Jonas can't resist being silly and riding a little scooter to actually become a shooting star, and we were laughing so hard our sides were just splitting. At the end of our time together, Chris switched the photo booth to the Hedy Lamarr moon, inspired by a classic paper moon photo shoot of hers. This recreation is absolutely stunning, and Jonas and I had the best time play acting like we were in a little silent film from the 1920s. Still endearing after all these years, we hope the paper moon tradition continues on, revived by creatives and storytellers who see it as an art form worth preserving. There's something truly timeless about capturing a single moment in time, a little piece of magic that lasts forever. And what an honor it is to have these moments in time captured on these moons. When I look back at these photos, I think of all the laughter and joy we shared with our friends. It truly is once in a blue moon that you find friendships like this. And I hope we'll continue to collaborate with Paper Moonshop in the years to come and keep dreaming big together. Remember, the sky is the limit. So thank you for time traveling with us. We hope you enjoyed this trip to the moon and back. We hope you've become a bit of a lunatic for paper moons like we are, and that you found a spark of inspiration here. If you're a fellow vintage enthusiast, we'd love to have you subscribe to It's a Charming Life for more timeless adventures. And bye for now.
Silent film actors. Oh, yeah, pick up your foot behind me.
Jonas, push her off. Just kidding.